DW has this fabulous foundation year for students who come here to Mauritius. And they have developed this foundation year from the work that they had been doing at the African Leadership Academy so successfully over many, many years. The foundation year is a new way of learning. It's from the bottom up, trying to unlock the young people's talent and promote their confidence and self-esteem so that they become great problem solvers. I think this new way of doing something may actually make the world a better place. After their foundation year, they then come into the Glasgow Caledonian University degree programmes. And we have used a similar personalised learning approach, but we're learning from the young team here about how to craft it so that individual self-confidence is genuinely grown. So we are creating a foundation year and a degree programme together. We're co-creating a new offer at the heart of this new kind of university.
ALU is a groundbreaking new territory of how to use tested experiences, successful experiences all over the world of how to provide high standards of academic performance to students. Here, we have a combination of three things. Is that knowledge and experience which has been tested and consolidated in other parts of the world, but with a completely different approach, grounded in the experience and aspirations of Africans, by Africans, for Africans. Completely new terrain, testing new models, new ways of looking at ourselves even as Africans and how we project ourselves to the future. This is an experience which is not conserved only to provide high academic standards, but to lay the foundations of what are going to be the leaders of this continent in the future. This is the first of 25 campuses which will be all over the continent of Africa. When you are beginning something completely new, you risk, but the courage of not fearing risks. On the contrary, to face them and to believe in the creativity, in the talent, dedication, and the determination of our young people. The leaders of this campus are also young. So we are really before the brilliance of African youth. It's important to look at our future, the future of our continent, with the lens of the human potential we have. Many people talk in the world of the future of the continent on statistics of GDP, on statistics of people who are still illiterate, on statistics of people, yes, it is true, who are still dying with no treatment. But there's here an opportunity to look at the future of the continent with the potential of its human capital. It's precisely conceived to link academic learning here with the real world of workplace. Students will be at the campus. Students will have time where they will be in different places of productive life to engage in learning of what is the real space and the challenges of the workplace. they come back to the campus and they continue with the academic studies. We believe that those who are going to graduate from this school, they will not be unemployed. This model, we believe it is going to revolutionize tertiary education on the continent. We are not here preparing only political leaders. It's leaders in different spheres in which students choose to be prepared in. Leadership has to be exercised, yes, in public life, but leadership has also to be exercised in corporate areas, in social, in academic institutions. Wherever these young people will be working in, they will have the foundations of what it requires to be a leader in your sector. Education is freedom, but education must provide you the tools for critical analysis and the possibility of checking your personal interests and collective interests, in this case, national interests. And now, because we are talking of a Pan-African institution, the interests of our continent. I agree that there will be a certain percentage which no one can predict how big or small of those may leave the continent and serve somewhere, or leave the country, so it's fine. It's part of the freedom to choose. The world in which we live has no limits. I mean, you can't put limits in terms of boundaries. But what is important is wherever they are, they will represent a thinking, action, ambition of an Africa which is also a global Africa. And because it's global, it allows Africans to be wherever they choose to be, but they continue to be Africans.
I think that young talent in Africa will not stay in Africa out of a sense of obligation, but out of a sense of opportunity. And so the way we approach it is three things. One is by selecting young people that have already demonstrated passion for Africa, we reinforce that passion by exposing them to all the exciting opportunities that are taking place on the continent, by connecting them with other bright young minds and innovators, so that they can really see that this is the African century for themselves. And then the third thing we do is we instill in all of them a sense of entrepreneurship. Because if you think like an entrepreneur, then Africa is your paradise. One of the challenges with the brain drain in Africa has been the lack of scale. We've only been producing a few doctors, we've only been producing a few engineers. So everyone that we lose really has a huge impact on the continent. Ghana graduates about 400 doctors a year, and about 200 of them leave immediately to go and work elsewhere. So we cannot improve our healthcare systems with such numbers. Which is why when we started AOU, we said it has to be a large-scale effort. We need to be educating 250,000 young people at a time in a world-class manner. So we don't mind if we lose 10%, right? There will never be enough jobs in Europe and USA for all of them. But they're producing so many that the rest that stay here will be able to do what we need to do to transform Africa. And that's the way we see it.